Hey guys, so today I am doing an unboxing, or technically an unbagging, for a stash swap that I'm doing with 5 other creators here on YouTube, some good friends of mine. We've done something like this before back in like November or December, I can't remember. And it was a different group of us. A couple of us were the same, but we added on a few people. So, this time around, it is Connie from Connie's Nails and Creative Creations. I had to look at it because I couldn't remember everybody off the top of my head. Teresa B, DIY, Indiana Jones, Megan from the Crafty Quinn, and Cindy from That Crafting Lady, and myself. So basically what we did was we sent each other things from our stash. So I sent stuff to, who did I send my stuff? Annie. And Teresa B DIY sent me stuff from her stash. So here it is right here. So like I said, it's technically not a box, it's a bag. And I already opened it up, but I haven't looked at it until now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that and then see what I come up with. Alright, let's see. I already see some good stuff in here. So first thing is one of these little pallets from the Dollar Tree. These are always fun to work with. Oh, here's a little note. Hold on a second. Oops. Okay. I'm bad at opening envelopes. I always tear them up. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, it says, Melissa, I hope you have fun crafting with items from my stash. No worries, there's nothing pink. Teresa. She knows I don't like pink. Alright. What are the, oh, okay, so these are the eggs, the little wood eggs from the Dollar Tree, and I kind of already have an idea for those. Just looking at them, I kind of already know what I want to do with those. Oh, the wood planks. These are the square, sorry for all the rustling. The square planks from the Dollar Tree. Again, always good there to have. What's this? Oh, these are those little little shiplap signs from Dollar General. They're like the smaller version of the ones you get at Dollar Tree, but I like these because they're cute. Little hearts kind of stick out there. My brain is already trying to work here. Oh, the little carrots from the Dollar Tree. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so one of these little signs from the Dollar Tree that has a little kind of framed out piece there, and it says, welcome to our home. I like this wood back here. Okay. What's this? Oh, you know, I didn't even grab one of these when I saw them, and now I can't find them. And I love the frame on it. It says family is the heart of the home. I didn't grab any, but okay. I got some ideas flowing through my head here. What's this? Oh, these rub-on transfers with the little wreaths and the little greenery. Okay. This. Oh, one of the little wood trucks from Dollar General. Okay. Got some stuff coming together here. What's this? Oh, okay. One of the calendars has all these in it from the Dollar Tree. All right. Okay, so I've got a calendar with some pretty cool pictures on it. Got the wood truck from Dollar General. These rub-on transfers. A frame. Another box frame. Pallet sign. And I like these because they stand up, but probably not by the time I'm done with it. The eggs, the pallet, carrots, so I think obviously something Easter, maybe, and the wood planks. Okay, so it's a good combination of stuff. I can work with this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put too many of them together, but it looks like I'm going to have a lot of DIYs to I have a lot of DIYs to come up with. So, all right, let me get my brain in action here and see what I'm going to make with these. I can't wait to see what all the other ladies are going to come up with. I sent a pretty interesting package over to Annie, but if anybody can do something with it, I know that she can. And this is a group of really talented, creative ladies, so I know whatever they get, they're going to make some amazing, amazing DIYs. So let me get started and see what I can come up with. All right, on to our DIYs. So for my first project, I'm going to be using this shadow box, 2 of the little wooden eggs. I got this little piece from my stash. It's from Dollar Tree, and some of these carrots, and I pulled out some extra ones just in case I needed more. So we're going to put the little shadow box to the side, and we're going to give all the wooden pieces a coat of the white Waverly chalk paint. And I gave the part that's going to be the front 2 coats just so everything's covered up, and then I just gave the back parts of it just a quick coat so that the wood was covered up and everything and kind of looked uniform. I did do like the edges, I did all of it, and I also put some hot glue into the little holes of the eggs just to cover them up, and then I did paint those. I painted over it with white just because I forgot to get some plaster and cover them up, so I just took some hot glue, filled in the hole, and painted them. So once I am done painting all of these pieces white, I'm gonna get my pencil, and you see there it didn't look as good as I wanted it to look, but I'll fix that up. So then I'm going to take my pencil, and if you haven't guessed yet, I'm going to be making a bunny butt out of these pieces. So I'm going to take my pencil and draw the little paws or the feet for the rabbit, for the bunny, and I'm just going to use the pencil to kind of outline it, and then I'm going to go in with a pink acrylic paint marker, and I'm going to fill those in. You can obviously use paint or whatever you want to use, but I have my paint markers, and I just kind of like the way that I have control over them, so I like to use those as often as I can. And here I am taking my white paint pen, and I'm covering up the holes, and then I'm going to take my pink one, and I'm going to fill in the little, I don't know what they're called now, I can't think of it, but the part of the paw underneath there. So once I'm done doing that, we're going to make sure it's all, like I said, it's all colored in, and then we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be cutting the twine off of these carrots. Now, I didn't use all of them for this project, but I did use some for another project, so it didn't, it wasn't for naught. So next thing I'm going to do is I had this poof that I made for a different project. It was actually a bunny butt that I made for my son for his stroller for church. We had a contest, and I made a big bunny butt for his stroller. So this is what I used for the tail. So I just kind of trimmed it up, made it just a little bit smaller, and I'm using my little desktop vacuum to clean up the mess, just making sure that the poof is the size that I want it. And then we're going to take the shadow box and kind of figure out where I want everything placed. So then I'm going to take this wood plaque that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue it onto the edge of one of the sides of the shadow box, as you see me doing here. Now we are going to put a popsicle stick on the back and glue it on there just to reinforce it. And then when we put the little paws on there, that'll give it even extra reinforcement so that it doesn't fall off and it doesn't move around. And once everything was glued together, it stayed on perfectly. It's on there, and it's not coming off unless obviously it falls or something like that, but hopefully it doesn't. Then I had to paint the edges because I forgot to paint them when I was painting the pieces, so I had to kind of go in with my paint pen and cover those up. Then I just took the paws and I hot glued them onto the bunny butt. And then I'm going to go ahead, take the tail or the poof, and glue that onto there. and just, make sure everything's kind of where I want it and everything looks cute and put together. And then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this Easter basket grass that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of put a little layer of hot glue on the bottom just so that it adheres to the bottom and doesn't all come out. And I kind of trimmed it up so that all those pieces that are like hanging out of the sides, just look decent. And then I'm going to take a couple of carrots and just put them in. Now you could obviously not add the grass and just use this like as a little tray. As put whatever you want. You can use it like as a candy dish or something like candy tray or whatever. But I decided to just kind of put some grass in it. I have lots of little trays around the house, so I didn't really need any more. So I just went ahead and put some grass, kind of just made it more of a decorative piece than a functional piece. Then, like I said, I'm just going to put these little carrots in here, and that's it. There's, like I said, you can do whatever you want, though. You can put eggs in here, you can like put candy, you can put whatever you want, and this is what it looks like once everything is put together. Then for my next project, I'm going to be using these rub-on transfers and the little wood sign from Dollar General. And I'm going to remove the hearts because I don't want those on there. And I'm just taking my heat gun, heating it up, and then I scrape the pieces off like this. And they came out pretty easily. Then I just took my sander, kind of sanded down all the little rough parts, got my little wood letters, and these are letters from the Dollar Tree that I've had in my stash. And then I went ahead and I'm trying to decide what I want to do here, whether I want to paint it, what color I want to paint it, or if I want to stain it or what. So I decided on painting the wood sign white, and I go through and I think I ended up putting like 3 coats of the Waverly white chalk paint just because those letters, were kind of dark. And then I took my little scraper and I cleared out the shiplap pieces there just because I wanted those to show and be more, predominant there. Predominant, is that the right word? I wanted them to, I wanted you to see them. So I took my little scraper and I just cleaned out the paint that got in there just so that you can see the shiplap lines. And then I didn't paint the whole thing. I kind of left some of the edges, as you can see, kind of some of the edges were a little bit wood there. I like the way that that looks, so I left it like that. Then I'm taking my furniture pen from the Dollar Tree and I use this as a stain all of the time. So for like small pieces like this, rather than pulling out the stain or the wax paint, this dries really quickly. So that's why I use this. And I just went ahead and did this to all the letters and made sure I got, all the little edges and all the little curves and all that stuff. So, like I said, these are the paint furniture repair pens from the Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to align the letters, kind of see where I want them to be placed. I've never used these rub-on transfers, so I was trying to just, figure out what I was doing. And the wreath, I don't know. I think I kind of messed it up a little bit, but I think it turned out okay. I cut it because it didn't really fit very well on the wood plaque there. So I just kind of cut around it and made an O out of it, and it looks okay. It's not my favorite the way that it came out, but I think it looks okay. So then I just arranged the letters again, and then I just hot glued them on there. Nothing spectacular. If you wanted to use wood glue, you could obviously use wood glue, but this Gorilla Glue stick holds everything. I've never had a problem with it, so I'm using that. And this is what it turned out like. Then for my next one, I'm going to be using the remaining 5 eggs, or there may be more, but I think there was only like one extra one left. But I'm going to be using 5 of these eggs. I'm going to paint them in this, I think it's Caribbean blue. Now, this is going to be a gift, but had I been making this for my home, I would have stained these in some kind of brown wood stain, and I would have colored this center circle piece, and this is just a wood piece that I had in my stash. I would have made the middle piece like a galvanized piece, and I would have stained the petals. But because I'm giving this as a gift, I use colors, that I knew would suit the person that I'm giving it to. So I just took the wood round, and if you don't have these wood rounds, you could use like what's that stuff, foam board or anything like that, cardboard, anything like that, just to kind of hold them together. And I took another one of the wood rounds and I put it on the back just to give it some extra reinforcement because I don't want it falling apart. And then I took my Cricut and I cut out these letters. This one says Jesus, and then I cut out hope, joy, love, faith, and trust, I believe. And I just went ahead and I put one on each of the petals. And then I took a little piece of yarn and I made a little hanger on the back of it. And that's all I did for this one, guys. I'm trying to use, like I said, I've been trying to use my Cricut more often, just because I have it and why not? So I've been trying to use it as often as I can, and I think I've been doing pretty good here recently. So hopefully I'll start making like bigger projects using it and kind of get into more of the stuff that you can do with it. I know there's so much you can do with your Cricut, and I've only used it for very basic stuff. And so I will put a Cricut link in the description box in case you're interested. There's a discount code for you. So definitely, it's worth the money if you figure out everything that you can do with it. But like I said, I've just been using it for basics, but there's so much more that I could do with it. But again, I just took a piece of purple yarn just because I thought the purple yarn kind of matched and this is just a piece that came from my little bunny butt poof thingy that I had cut off. So I was like, oh, it matches. I'm going to use that. So I just went ahead, took that, and then I took a piece of wood that I had there, and this is what it turned out like. Then for my next project, I took that sign, I sanded it down off camera just because it was a big mess. Now, initially, I had started off by painting the front side of it, and I just was not liking the way that it looked. So what I ended up doing was taking the frame off of the picture, and it came off fairly easily. I took my heat gun, kind of heated it up, and just took a scraper and popped them out. So this, I think the way it turned out is way better than what it was looking like before. So then what I'm doing here is I'm just giving this a quick dry brush of my homemade white chalk paint, and this brush and this paint work great together. It gives that weathered wood look. It works perfectly. So I just went ahead and gave this a quick coat just to make it look like weathered wood. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and replace the frame part of it. But I just like to show when I do this weathered look that you don't have to paint it all the way white and then use the Waverly wax paint to give it that same look. If it's a wood piece or if it's like a brown piece like these Dollar Tree signs, all you have to do is take your white chalk paint or your white acrylic paint and just dry brush it all in one, direction, like all in the same direction, and you get that same effect. And actually, I think it looks a lot more natural. So that's just my opinion, and that's how I always do it. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead, replace that frame, and this is the back of the picture frame, so, or the sign. So I'm going to cover up the back, either cover it up or I'm going to use my technique that I use all the time and put a towel over it, let it soak it in, and then scrape it off so that it's a blank, a blank slate. So again, I went to my Cricut, I printed out this little silly rabbit Easter is for Jesus sign, and then I just put that on there, and I think it turned out so cute. And I actually made a sign with the same saying a couple years ago. Not Dollar Tree, Target Dollar Spot had these cute little cutting boards that had bunny ears on it. And I made something similar and I put it on that, and I actually have that in my Easter decor box that's stashed away. So I'll probably put that out this year too. But that's it, guys. That's how easy this was, and this is what it looks like. And then on to my next project. I tried to use every item that was sent, and actually I did. Now for this one, I'm using the calendar that she sent, and Teresa sent me some amazing items. So guys, Um, all I'm doing for this one is I am cutting out the little pictures on the back page of the calendar. So I'm cutting out all the ones that I want, and I'm going to show you here how easy I'm doing that. And so if you are coming over here from the playlist, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you are my returning subscribers, you know I appreciate you. And if you are new, be sure to hit that like button if this is content that you like. And if you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button. Every like, every comment just helps my channel grow. And just, it helps me out so much. So I would truly appreciate it if you just hit that like button, leave a comment down below. And also, we are doing a giveaway. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on each of the videos on the playlist. So just go through and comment on each video to be entered. And then that will be announced next week. And so, yeah, that's all you have to do. So simple. So just be sure to hit every one of the creators' channels and watch their video and comment. And that's it. Just that simple. So the prize for the giveaway is a $50 Amazon gift card, which I think is great, just to watch some videos and comment and watch stuff that you like. Absolutely, $50. So definitely go check all of the ladies out. And like I said, just comment, and that is it. You are entered. So what I'm doing here is I am cutting off all of the edges, and some of them I left some of the edges on and other ones I didn't. So just to kind of give it some different a different look. I didn't want all of them to look exactly the same. So some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are smaller. Of course, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to be using this calendar, and I'm also going to be using the wood planks for this DIY. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking all the little pieces that I cut out, and I'm going to just be using the wood planks kind of as not a picture frame, but I'm going to paint them each a different color. I'm going to be using different paints, different types of, stains or whatever. I'll be using Waverly chalk paint. I'll be using some pickling paint, which pickling paint is like, kind of like stain. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's like stain, and you'll see here in a minute how that works. But it smells kind of funny, but it's not nearly as strong as like regular stain, so it's not too bad. But so yeah, this one I'm kind of giving a, I don't know, like a watercolor look, because the little picture that I'm putting on there kind of had that same effect. So I was trying to mimic that just to, so that it matched or whatever. But I thought it came out perfect. The colors matched, the colors blended very well. But again, I'm just going to be using different shades and different types of paint for everything. So this one, like I said, is just maybe I didn't say, it's the Waverly chalk paint in like lavender or lilac or something like that. So then this one here is a pickling paint. So like I said, basically it's like stain. So you just paint it on there, let it soak in for a few seconds, and then you wipe it off. And that's what it looks like. So next one is this same Caribbean blue. I'm going to give it a coat, set it to the side, let everything dry. My next one I left plain just because I thought it looked good with the blues on the picture. And this is a different color of pickling paint. And I got these at Michael's. As you can see, it's just a light stain. And then I am doing one pink one, and I'm probably going to give this one to one of my daughters. And this is just apple barrel. I don't know what color pink, but it's a pink. So then I'm just going to take a glue stick from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue all the pictures onto their little canvases, or whatever you want to call them, little picture frames. And that was it, guys. That's how simple that was. And this is what they turned out like. Now I have 2 more projects left. Guys, I had a whole lot of projects. I think I ended up with 7. So this next one is going to be with this little truck from the Dollar General, and I gave it a coat of this chalk paint. I cannot remember what the color is, but it's almost like a mint color. Then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to give the whole thing a couple coats, and then I'm going to take my ruler and just kind of make the back part of the truck. And then the part that used to be hearts, I'm going to turn into little eggs. And that's all I did, just kind of outline them in. And then I'm going to take my acrylic paint pens and I'm going to color each of the eggs a different color. And once I'm done doing that, I'm going to make little designs on those once they dry. But I went ahead and I just went through, colored each of them a different color. And I think I went with like purple, green, yellow, and pink, if I'm not mistaken. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to add this little wood sign. It's just a wood piece that I got from this packet that came from the Dollar Tree that had a bunch of wood pieces in it. And I'm just gonna take a pen and I'm gonna write Happy Easter on there. Just because it's such a small piece, I think a marker would have just been too overwhelming as far as like the size and how thick it was. So I just wrote Happy Easter on there, and then I hot glued that onto the little side of the truck. And I didn't color it. I didn't paint it or anything like that. I just put it on there. And then I took my white chalk paint. Oh, no, I didn't. I took my black my black acrylic pen and colored in the tires so that they were all black, obviously, and just went through and kind of took care of the tires there. And once I was done doing the tires, I went ahead and I took my silver paint pen and I just went over the bumper and the light part of it just to make it, look like there was a light fixture and actual bumpers on there. Once I was done doing that, that's when I took my white paint pen and went through and just kind of decorated the Easter eggs on the back of the truck. And I just made some random, random little designs on there, polka dots and squigglies and zigzag lines. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else. So that's all. That's what I put on there. And then once I was done doing that, I took one of these little Easter bunny, I was going to say rubber bands, Easter bunny erasers from the Dollar Tree, and I just hot glued it into the window because I thought that'd be a cute little touch. So it looks like there's a little bunny looking through the window. And that's it, guys. This is how this one turned out, and this may be my favorite one. Then for my last and final DIYs, I took the little palette that Teresa sent me, along with 3 eggs, just hot glued 3 eggs together. Then with my Cricut, I made a little sign that said carrots 10 cents. Then I just transferred that over to the palette. I didn't even paint the palette. I wanted it to be natural. Then I just put that little carrots 10 cents on there, and then I glued the carrots onto the palette. And that was all I did for this one, just that simple. And then I did put little stands on all my little pictures and my little carrots, everything just so that they could stand up, but I didn't show all of that. That is it, guys. These are my 7 DIYs for this collaboration. And until next time, be blessed and be the reason someone smiles. Bye, guys.